And on demand from the WNY News Now studios in downtown Jamestown. This is WNY News Now.
And thanks for joining us for WNY News Now. I'm Justin Gould.
And I'm Matt Hummel. Happening now, officials are discussing the potential need for a second criminal court here in Chautauqua County.
Plus, a Jamestown resident is charged with drug possession following a traffic stop yesterday here in the city of Jamestown. But first, a check of your forecast. Chief forecaster Dakota Hunter is live with us. Dakota, it's pretty cold out there.
Hey, Jay and Matt, it is a little bit chilly out there. It actually got a little bit chillier than it did yesterday, but at least we recovered slightly. 19 degrees here in Salamanca with a calm wind. That means no wind chill number. That's always a good thing when you have very little wind to calm wind. That means little wind chill. And here's where we bottomed out officially at Jamestown 2 was the low this morning that occurred at 7 a.m. And since then, we've finally gotten back into the double digits once again. So it's not going to be as cold as it was yesterday. We barely made it out of the single digits yesterday. It will be a little bit warmer than it was yesterday, comparatively. First offense Doppler, nothing over the past 5 hours. We've had a few light snow showers. That has kind of moved its way up into Canada, and then it's moved its way into Lake Ontario, not impacting us. And the majority of the day will be dry. Hour by hour, temperatures will be into the 20s. At least this is better than the single digits. There is a small chance of a light snow flurry, but the better chance for rain and snow comes tonight and then tomorrow with a frontal system. We'll talk about it with that Quick Solution 7-day and just a couple of mementos, Jay and Matt.
All right, looking forward to that, Dakota. Thank you, as always. Our top story, Chautauqua County Court has historically experienced a backlog of cases as the single court hosts all of the criminal arraignments, trials, sentencings, and more. Now, with that in mind, we asked Chautauqua County Executive George Borrello about his thoughts for creating a second court. Now, Borrello says the county should focus on how to be more efficient with the single court that exists.
I would hope that we can control and effectively improve the situation so we won't need that. I do think that there are positives and negatives to this no bail jail situation, and that may help alleviate some of the costs of incarceration, which may help, and it may also help speed things up a bit in the criminal court. I wouldn't want to speak to whether or not we would need a second criminal court. I would just say that we want to continue to give our law enforcement officials the tools that they need to effectively and properly prosecute cases and bring them to conclusion.
Now, we also reached District Attorney Patrick Swanson for comment. Swanson says that the New York State Office of Court Administration would be justifiable in creating a second court based on the historical numbers. However, Swanson says he doesn't expect that the state would create a second court. We've also reached out to Public Defender Ned Barone for comment. Barone, as of airtime today, hasn't returned our call. For more on this story, visit our website, WNYNewsNow.com.
Ellicott police have charged a Kennedy man following an investigation of a suspicious person early this morning in the village of Faulkner. Police say that 29-year-old Joshua Cook of Kennedy originally gave police a false name when they stopped to talk with him. Additionally, police say that Cook had an active arrest warrant against him. While searching Cook, police reportedly found a pair of metal knuckles and an amount of crystal methamphetamine. Cook was remanded to the Chautauqua County Jail, pending arraignment on a number of charges.
And a resident is facing multiple drug-related charges following a traffic stop yesterday morning by the City of Jamestown Police on Cole Avenue. Police say they stopped 25-year-old Kylie Rivers for alleged traffic violations. Now, during that stop, police say they found methamphetamine, cocaine, Suboxone, and pills. She now faces numerous charges of criminal possession of a controlled substance and was taken to City of Jamestown Jail pending arraignment.
New York State is taking steps to protect residents from unknown exposure to toxic chemicals. The move would start with warning labels on a number of different products. Governor Andrew Cuomo calls the measure, quote, the Consumer Right to Know Act. It is included in a State of the State book, a much broader version of a State of the State address. Now, the governor points out that products ranging from toothpaste to floor polish frequently contains known carcinogens or potentially harmful substances. The manufacturers of these products have no obligation currently to disclose that information, and the governor's proposal would extend disclosure requirements from just household cleaning products to all cleaning products sold to individuals and cleaning professionals.
The more we know about chemicals in water and food, the more frightening the situation is. There are 1,000 known carcinogens that are in products that are used every day. We want to pass a Consumer Right to Know Act that labels those products that have those carcinogens.
Now, personal care products such as shampoo, deodorant, and toothpaste would also require warning labels. Manufacturers would also be required to make certain ingredient information available on their websites. The governor's proposal is similar, Justin, to California law that's been on the books for more than 30 years.
In a way, I would say this almost seems kind of like a common sense law where on the back of the product you think it would list what's in there. But I suppose how many times do you go for something in the store, maybe you do read it over, and obviously some people look at the food one for the calorie count and whatnot, and how much fat is in there and sugars. But sometimes you don't know what these words are that are on the back of it. It's like,
it's
you know, who knows what glucohydroxytablein is?
Yeah,
you know, I don't.
glycosterol. I just made that up, but all these big words.
I'm pretty sure I just made that other one up too. So certainly interesting to see, and we'll see that Governor Cuomo has a lot of things in his budget. You know, some expected to pass easily, others, experts tell us, not so much. And, you know, there's so much discussion going on with that right now. I think we'll continue to see that go throughout the next couple of weeks, and as the lawmakers work to further that. I know we've reached out to local lawmakers as well to kind of see where they stand on it. So certainly an interesting one nevertheless. Saying hello to Justin Hannah. Thanks so much for being here with us. I love the work they do over at Dream It, Do It. Andrew is watching as well. Hello. Happy Tuesday to you. David is joining us, a longtime viewer. Cindy as well, a longtime viewer. And Pam, good afternoon to all of you. Thanks so much for being here. Such a funny morning, Matt. We're on the air for our live viewers. And obviously this program loops in many different forms as well. But we lost power to part of our studio, and this happened ironically. Dakota will probably go more into this at the end. We'll talk about it. But a year ago and some change, we lost power. Do you remember that when we had to we had a congressional candidate in the studio and we had to do everything from the newsroom? We lost power a year ago in the same capacity, and we did it again today. So I don't know if the building is just not liking this day or what the deal is, but it's kind of cute. It's not cute that we lost the power because our producers and myself were all having a little panic attack. The irony. There you go. That's the word. That's the English word for it. So, you have a good birthday yesterday?
Not too bad. Yeah. I mean, it still worked.
Yeah.
Got a couple stories ready.
We sent you home as early as we could.
That's true. That's true.
But a bigger weekend planned, little does Matt know. That's all I'm saying. So. Coming up, do you enjoy that morning cup of joe? Researchers suggest that a new species of coffee could go extinct. Details coming up.
But first, tips to keep your car moving as the frigid cold grips the region. As News Now continues.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
The Fitness Bunker in Lakewood is a locally owned and operated club that cares about your health and wellness. They invest in it. Right now, enter their 30-day challenge, where for only $69, you get 30 days of unlimited everything. That's right, everything, along with 2 one-on-one personal training sessions. Then, if you lose 10 pounds, you'll get the next month free. Plus, the first place winner will get 2 Buffalo Bills tickets or a $100 gift card. Details right now on the Fitness Bunkers Facebook page.
Many woke up this morning to bitter cold temperatures, and experts say that could lead to car trouble. AAA spokesman Dan Fisher says that his company has received more than 1,000 calls on Monday, mostly from people in need of a jump start.
One thing not to do necessarily is just go start it up and turn it right off. Like we go to a lot of calls, in fact, where people will hit the remote starter, but when it lets it run for about 10 minutes or so, and then it'll turn off, it can actually be a detriment to the battery.
Fisher says that motorists should leave extra time to get their car started in bitter cold weather. AAA says it takes around 20 minutes for an alternator to fully change a battery.
And 2 people died Monday in a small plane crash near Kid Run, Ohio, a small town about an hour away from Cleveland. The Federal Aviation Administration says that the plane clipped power lines shortly after taking off from a local airfield there. No one was thankfully hurt on the ground. Investigators say the 2 people who were killed were the pilot, 55-year-old Brian Stolfus, and the co-pilot, 56-year-old Curtis Wilkerson. The Federal Aviation Administration is now investigating the cause of that crash.
And the partial government shutdown has passed the 31-day mark. Hundreds of thousands of workers are attempting to cope without their paychecks. For some, things are getting just a bit tight. A few are getting some relief, though, and John Lawrence has more.
A light at the end of the tunnel for roughly 300 furloughed federal employees. These Department of Homeland Security workers won't be at their same positions, but as of Tuesday, they're on the payroll at their usual rate. Others, like federal prison employee George Little, aren't as lucky.
We're suffering here. My family's suffering here.
He hasn't been paid since the shutdown began last month. Caleb McCoy is a technician for the U.S. Geological Survey. He's been furloughed since late December.
I'd heard of Uber. I'd kind of looked at it from time to time as a potential job opportunity I could use to make, some side money.
Meanwhile, the TSA reports 10% of its employees called out Sunday, saying many of them say they can't come to work because of financial limitations. As for the standoff, President Trump isn't bending on his demand for a border barrier.
Our government is shut down for one reason, so that the President of the United States can fund a monument to hate and division along our southern border.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Alrighty, John, thank you. And another shutdown battle will soon be brewing in the Senate, where Majority Leader Mitch McConnell plans to bring President Trump's proposal for a vote.
Well, enjoy that morning cup of Joe, Matt, while you can. New research shows 60% of coffee species found in the wild could soon go extinct. Researchers at New Royal Botanical Gardens in the United Kingdom warn that climate change, deforestation, droughts, and plant disease are putting the future of coffee at risk. The study was published in the Science Advances, and they say that government and commercial producers need to increase protections for coffee species and stockpile more of the seeds. Now, fewer coffee crops means that coffee could cost a bit more and could taste worse. Out of the 124 types of wild coffee, 75 are at risk of extinction. About 35 of the 124 species grow in areas with no conservation protections. Now, the most popular kind of coffee for commercial production is Arabian, and it is already on the endangered species list.
I've never heard of Arabica.
I know. I have not. So yeah. Sometimes you don't even know what kind of coffee is actually in your coffee. Mm-hmm. You kind of know it by the brands, right? You have Starbucks, you have Tim Hortons, which is a huge local favorite. I actually, from spending a number of years in Rochester, I get the Dunkin' K-Cups every morning because I love Dunkin' Donuts. It's a nice sweet coffee, and You know, obviously a lot of people put creamer in it. I try to limit that, but sometimes, you know, get a little crazy. But, you know, certainly interesting to note either way that our coffee could be in danger.
You know, I'm not worried about it. No? I don't think it's going to be that bad. I hope
Matt
not.
says this now. Come 6 months when they take away his double-double.
So what am I supposed to drink?
He'll be grumpy.
What am I supposed to drink to keep up?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think coffees. My doctor tells me that it's good. It's okay to have coffee. It's healthy.
Yeah, but what are they if there's going to be no
right.
coffee, what are we going to do?
I know.
I guess this not going to ever work. I'm done, guys.
He'll just sleep in every morning.
That's right. Hey, looking at the comments, I want to say happy belated birthday to Al. I think I saw, if we scroll up just in a little bit, yeah, it was yesterday too.
Yeah, happy birthday, Al.
Hey, it's an honor to share a birthday with Al. Al's always here. I see him in the comments.
Yeah.
Much appreciated. It's an honor, Al.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely, and he's, you know, you're talking about here too, Al, that you know, 20 minutes to charge battery. I know it's kind of, you never think about it. And talking about the remote start that they were talking about earlier.
Yep.
Like I almost had something like that this morning. My car, I do the remote start, and normally it like beeps at me a couple times and then does it because the doors have to be locked. It's like this whole procedure. I got to click and then click and click, and it didn't start right away. So I kind of freaked out for a second, but I think it might have been out of range a little bit.
See, now that's the American attitude. That's the first world problems right there. Put a hashtag on that.
Hashtag first world problems. You're right. My auto start's not working. Woe is me.
And John, thank you much.
We thank you, John, for that's very nice of you. So we always appreciate everybody who chiming in and engaging with us here, and we thank you all so very much. Well, coming up next, how the frigid cold, it might be affecting our cars. It's also affecting Niagara Falls.
Well, no way.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Some amazing pictures.
Well, but first, Cape forecaster Dakota Hunter is standing by with how long the cold will last. So stay tuned.
With coverage that matters. This is WNY News Now.
Coming soon to downtown Jamestown, Pearl City Hops Restaurant and Tavern.
I have some real old-timey dishes on there that I'm just giving new life to. Like there's a shepherd's pie on there that's going to have some bison in it, you know, real thick hearty gravy. Then I'm also doing beer flights. We're pairing it with a set of sliders, a set of tacos, and a set of mini rolls. So everything's going to have its own pair, so you can get a taste of a little bit of everything and all the beers. We don't want to be known as the restaurant in the hotel. We want to be known as Pearl City Hops.
Invest in your business or cause by letting the marketing gurus at WNY News Now and WNY Media Company grow your business.
Purchase an ad much like the one you are watching now on WNY News Now's daily show, News Now at Noon, WNYNewsNow.com, or our brand new mobile app.
And then get feedback from our marketing experts and fans alike.
And finally, watch your business grow.
As an added bonus, Community Partners messages will run not only on our scheduled programming, but on weather alerts and breaking news as well.
Plus, messages are shared on WNY Sports Now programming. Anything from a live local basketball game to the Phone Zone Sports Desk.
Become part of our family today.
And contact us right now.
First Defense Weather is sponsored by Quick Solutions of Jamestown. Count on Quick Solutions for printing, copying, mass mailings, and so much more. Part of your team. Learn more at QuickSolutionsUSA.com. That's QuickSolutionsUSA.com.
First Defense Weather, the Southern Tier's only live and local weather source. Now, here's Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter.
Could you imagine if coffee went away? We turned into England. Hey, mate, do you want some tea with those crumpets? Here's the spring countdown. 57 more days until the spring solstice, which is on March 20th. But around here, this number really doesn't mean anything. We normally, if you're looking for spring around here, wait until June, pretty much the end of May. That's pretty much how it goes around here. And boy, it was cold yesterday. 8 was the high yesterday. Ouch, that was the official high yesterday. 2 was the low this morning. And the sunset time comes up at 5:19, and the sunrise comes up at 7:38 tomorrow morning. So it's getting a little bit longer out there, the days. Man, it was another brutally cold morning. Look at Olean, 19 degrees below zero. This was the official low temperature at the airport. 16 below zero, Ellicottville, 12 below zero, Little Valley. Cattaraugus, 10 below zero. Man, it was just another frigid morning. The good news is we're done with this for just a little bit for now. News now, Cam. The clouds have been kind of hanging tough today. That may lower our temperatures, but we do expect maybe some few peaks of sun later on. It's 15 with a south wind of 9, and even though the wind isn't strong, that takes the wind chill down to 3. So it's feeling a lot colder when you step outside, even though the winds aren't especially strong. Doesn't take a lot to produce a wind chill factor out there. First Defense Doppler, we've got on First Defense Doppler, we have clean swipes. We have nothing going on, but as we zoom the radar out, this is our next system right here. It's near, it's just north of Oklahoma right now. It's right here, and that is what's going to be moving our way tonight, and then tomorrow that's going to trigger off the chance for a few rain and snow showers. We'll show that to you here on Future Scan. The day today is going to be quiet. See that little blip there? That's not going to happen. But what's going to happen is overnight temperatures will actually rise throughout the overnight. The low temperatures will occur early. They will rise throughout the day or throughout the night. Actually, the cold's frying my brain, I think. And you can see here that the rain, we will mix in a chance for a few rain and snow showers. It'll change to all rain. Chance for some heavy downpours in this throughout the day tomorrow. And you know what's coming next. It changes back to snow for Wednesday night going into Thursday. So how much rain are we going to pick up? This is the computer estimated rainfall amounts. I think anywhere from about a half an inch to about 1 inch of rain is definitely possible, especially right when you get right near the Lake Erie shoreline and especially areas south. You could see maybe about an inch of rain throughout that, depending on where those heavier rain bands are. So again, you know, the rain will kind of help harden up some of the snow, but it's not going to be a quick melt because more cold is on the way. Zone by zone for you. We'll start, first of all, Eastern Counties, 26, Jamestown, 24, Little Valley. We're recovered by the afternoon hours today, so at least it's not going to be as cold as it was this morning. Lake Erie shoreline, Erie, you may top out at 30. Everybody else should be into the lower 20s, the upper 20s here. Not as cold with a few afternoon cloud breaks. Next 7 days of your gorgeous life. 41 degrees tomorrow. That's a heat wave for this time of the year. And then temperatures go back down to the 20s and more Arctic air filters in for the end of the week. Going into next week, we're still keeping our eyes on the end of the week. Could be a lake effect issue, and our eyes are still on that. Sports is next. Don't go away.
Live and on demand, you're watching WNY News Now.
I just love to be with the dogs, and I like to do them one at a time. They don't wait for 5 hours in my shop. We have full groom, which includes everything from A to Z, nails, of course brushing, any trimming that needs to be done. I do offer teeth brushing, which is a little extra. So if he takes me 2 hours, it's $40. If he takes me 3 hours, I still keep it down. As long as the dog comes back happy and not at the door, I'm happy.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first. WNY Sports Now is powered by Phone Zone of Jamestown. With the largest inventory around, we buy and sell our own merchandise at a price that can't be beat. Have a broken screen? We'll fix it. Learn more at PhoneZoneShop.com.
Good afternoon, sports fans, and happy Tuesday. Welcome back to WNY News Now. I'm Norm Rodriguez with a look at sports. Tonight at 6:30, the Jamestown Red Raiders varsity boys basketball team will be on the road against the McKinley Macs. Jamestown goes in with a 9-5 record, coming off of a 38-36 loss against Frontier last Friday. McKinley is currently 8-8. And are riding a 4-game winning streak. The Red Raiders JV boys basketball team will also be playing at McKinley tonight at 5 o'clock. The Brooklyn Nets extended their winning streak to 4 games on Monday, defeating the Sacramento Kings 123-94. D'Angelo Russell led the way for Brooklyn, finishing with a game-high 31 points, while also adding 4 boards and 8 assists. Russell also canned 7 trays. In an off-the-bench performance for the Kings, Bogdan Bogdanovic finished with a 22-point, 11-assist double-double. Brooklyn will remain at home for their next game tomorrow night, as they will host the Orlando Magic. The New York Yankees officially completed a trade with the Cincinnati Reds on Monday. Pitcher Sonny Gray, along with a minor leaguer, Reiver Sanmartin, were traded to the Reds for minor league infielder Shed Long and a high draft pick. Gray struggled heavily for the Pinstripes last season, going 11-9 with a 4.90 ERA in 30 games played, 23 of them being starts. Justin and Matt, back to you.
Alrighty, Norm, thank you so much. Temperatures in the past few days were so cold, believe it or not, that parts of Niagara Falls have frozen over. Touristic on the Canadian side of the falls captured stunning images this week. The record cold in the northeast, however, is expected to last just one more day. The forecasters report the temperatures will be in the low 40s by Wednesday. So, Dakota, what say you?
I am pretty much agreeing with that. I think for the southern tier, we're going to be down into the lower 40s. Some spots maybe north of here, maybe mid to upper 40s, but of course we generally stay just a tad bit cooler than everybody else.
So cool though to see.
But that happens a
this
lot
video.
actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, a lot of times during the winter, it's not uncommon for there to be ice flowing down the Niagara River over Niagara Falls.
No, I knew that. Yeah.
And for it to actually freeze a lot, that does often happen. So this isn't like one of those things that has never happened before, because it does happen a lot.
You think maybe we just like to hype it up? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I think it's a cool thing.
Oh man, I hyped it up.
I kind of think that might be,
Like, look at the mist of it freeze. I know they had that famous car, right? That a couple years ago froze over.
Yeah.
You know, it's real. It's either way real cool, and I think just the majesticness of the falls kind of becomes winterized. So it's really neat to see either way. I want to address John. Hello, thank you for being here with us. He's asking, is your broadcast late today? Yes. Very funny and kind of ironic, honestly. I think more ironic than funny because our producers almost had a stroke. But we lost power in half of our studio, and Dakota and I were talking about this. This happened pretty much a year ago. Almost.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, I think it was last. Let's see. I want to say it was. I think it was Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah,
was the 1 year anniversary. Now, last year we had a very similar thing happen where we had our old studio building, and we lost power to like the entire studio.
Right.
And so we had to do the show from the newsroom, and
it was just weird.
Yeah,
it happened again. So the irony in the little things, certainly.
I think this place is haunted.
Maybe, yeah.
Speaking of haunted, let's take a look at that school bus stop forecast, because you know school bus can be haunted sometimes, I think. 23 to 27, I probably just scared a bunch of kids watching our show now. 23 to 27 going home today. A few peaks of sun, but it's still going to be seasonably chilly, and temperatures rise overnight, so when you send them off to the bus stop, 30 to 35. A wintry mix early will change to all rain throughout the day, and 41 degrees. That's a heat wave, but enjoy it because more Arctic air returns for the weekend going into early next week. We are keeping our eyes because Friday through Sunday could be a lake effect issue. Again, that's something we are continuing to monitor throughout the week.
Awesome. Dakota, thank you for staying on top of everything.
You're welcome.
All the time. So we always appreciate your forecasts. And I can't believe it's going to be 40 on Wednesday. We're freezing right now. And we're going to be almost out with the bathing suit.
So Thursday we'll have ice.
We go from the cryogenic freezer to the freezer, then to the sauna, and then we go right back into the cryogenic freezer.
Thanks a lot, Dakota. I blame you. Where do we direct your hate mail to?
Dakota.hunter@WNYNewsNow.com or at HuntersWX on your favorite social media platforms.
Alrighty.
I'm going to send something out right now.
Me too.
Thank you. That's it for us today. Of course, news continues 24/7 at WNYNewsNow.com. You missed anything we just talked about, the show loops 24/7 on WNY News Now's 24/7 streaming network here on WNYNewsNow.com/live. and right here on Facebook as well. We'll see you right back here tomorrow for another edition of WNY News Now.